stronger Baltic country passports. This video will discuss the strengths and benefits of becoming a Baltic citizen while also looking at how much access you have on the international sector if you become a citizen of one of these three countries. Starting off with the country of Estonia. I've talked about Estonia a couple of times on this channel where I've mainly talked about the drawbacks of getting Estonian citizenships and what for me would be deal breakers. However, starting off with the positives of the passport, Estonia is a member of the European Union and the Schengen area, meaning that you have full freedom of movement across all EU member states and also the four non-EU EFTA countries. So for example, if you want to move to Spain and you are an Estonian citizen and you hold the passport, that is very easy for you to do. You can go to Spain without much hassle because that country is also in the EU and the Schengen area. Even on the international sector, you have a very strong travel document. Just looking at the Western Hemisphere, you have the majority of both North and South America. The only countries that you do not have visa-free or ESTA access to in this continent would be Cuba, Guyana and Suriname. If you are a citizen of Estonia, then you have E1 visa access to the United States, along with visa-free access to some other developed countries like Japan, South Korea and the United Arab Emirates. So as a travel document, it is very strong on the international sector, and depending on what citizenship you currently have when you're watching this video, the Estonian citizenship may be an upgrade for you, but it also does depend upon what your goals are with citizenship. In my opinion, Estonian citizenship may not be the best citizenship to get, as they are famous for being very restrictive on allowing dual nationality, which for me is the major deal breaker and why I would personally not seek Estonian citizenship. I would not want to renounce my other citizenships just so I can have that one passport. There is also mandatory military service if you are a male citizen of Estonia. So if you are looking to get EU or second citizenship, you have to ask yourself whether you would be willing to give up your existing passport and become Estonian, along with fulfilling some other duties that may be put upon you as soon as you become naturalized. Moving on to the country of Latvia. Once again, Latvia is a member of the European Union and the Schengen area. So in regards to Europe, the visa requirements are not different to that of Estonia. They're both EU members and they both have freedom of movement, not only with each other, but with also the other 20 plus member states. Even on the international sector, it's difficult to compare the two passports, as once again, you've got the majority of the world open to you, visa-free, in some countries that I didn't mention in Estonia that you also have access to as a Latvian citizen would be countries like Canada, New Zealand and Australia. Even in North and South America, you can hardly find any differences. There may be some differences between what type of ETA or ESTA you need to get as a Latvian citizen, but the only countries in the Western Hemisphere that you do not have visa-free access to are once again Cuba, Suriname and Guyana. So if you are a Latvian citizen, you may have to look somewhere else to drink some Kool-Aid. The main difference between Latvia and Estonia would be the reference of dual citizenship, as dual nationality is recognised in the Latvian constitution, meaning that you can be a citizen of Latvia and a citizen of another country. However, there are some guidelines and criteria that you need to follow and adhere to if you want to become a dual citizen while also maintaining Latvian citizenship, as you can't be a dual citizen of Latvia and any other country. There are certain countries that you are allowed to become a dual citizen of. As a Latvian, you can hold dual nationality with any country in the EU or EFTA, so you could be Latvian Irish, as Ireland is in the European Union, or you could be Latvian Icelandic, because while Iceland is not in the European Union, it is in the EFTA. You are also allowed to get citizenship of any other NATO country, so that does open up two countries in the Western Hemisphere of Canada and the United States, so you could be a dual US Latvian citizen. Along with this, you can also become a dual citizen of both trans-Tasman countries of Australia and New Zealand, as you can, even though they are not NATO, EU or EFTA. And the only country that to me is an outlier in this would be the country of Brazil. It is the only country in South America that you can get dual citizenship with if you are a Latvian citizen or if you are a Brazilian citizen looking to seek Latvian citizenship. However, there are some drawbacks to Latvian citizenship in their policies, and that would be that children can become dual citizens of Latvia and any other country in the world. Now, you might be wondering, why is that a bad thing? Well, in a similar policy to that of Japan, dual citizenship is allowed for young people and children, but in Latvia, once the person turns 25, they have to make the choice between one or the other, meaning that if they do not choose Latvian citizenship and they renounce their citizenship, they lose access to the European Union. They have to renounce their other passport if it does not fall under the criteria of EU, EFTA, NATO, Trans-Tasman or Brazil. To me, that's not really something I would want to put anyone in the position of where they have the privilege of holding multiple passports, but as soon as they turn 25, if the other country is not in the criteria list, they have to choose between renouncing one or the other. That is not great, and to me that is a bit of a red flag when you're looking at that specific citizenship. There are some benefits to it. For example, the dual nationality is a major win. In my opinion, they are loose on it, they do allow it, but there are some restrictions that I do think it is important for you to know about. Moving on to the final country of this list, and that would be the Lithuanian citizenship and the Lithuanian passports. Now, I can actually provide some anecdotes towards this as well. Although I am personally not a Lithuanian citizen, I do know someone quite well who is a dual Lithuanian British citizen, so right off the bat, dual nationality is allowed. As for strength, once again, Lithuania is a EU Schengen area, so with Europe there isn't much to talk about. You have the same freedom of movement to Portugal, Malta or Liechtenstein, so there's nothing major to talk about there. It's the exact same as Estonia and Latvia. Moving on to Asia, you obviously have Japan and South Korea. Japan is famous for being difficult to get visa-free access to, but you do have access to it as a Baltic citizen in general. You've got visa-free access to Japan no matter which of the 3 passports you hold. Furthermore, you also have Thailand and Singapore, and if we go to the Arabian Peninsula, you also have visa-free access to the United Arab Emirates. As a chain of countries go, the Baltics really do provide strong passports and strong citizenships that do have some major benefits to them. However, they also have some drawbacks to them that are definitely worth noting if you are seeking EU citizenship. Let me know what you think of Baltic citizenship, and if you like this video, you can click right here and subscribe to get information on YouTube.